Just Solana Daily Debrief. It's the 8th of June. So the crypto markets took a crazy dive yesterday. Kind of came out of nowhere, in my opinion. And everything basically just jumped off a cliff. Things held a little bit, so we are okay, but like this would have been crazy. It went from like 172 down to 157. Maybe some exchanges had it even less. And essentially everything felt this. ETH went down considerably, BNB a little bit. Wormhole token went up due to staking announcements. That would have been a good time to have bought the news, I guess. But with the big sell-off, probably it would have been safer just to not have done so that's okay. WIF went down and numerous others did as well. Now, viewpoints are going to be different, of course. But if we have a look at this particular viewpoint, essentially it was a shakeout. What can quite often happen is there's too much leverage in the system. And, I believe, and some people think this is conspiracy theory or whatever, but some big whales are just going to dump and a whole lot of people get liquidated. Also, remember that when people get liquidated, the exchanges, Bybit, Binance, Crypto.com, all these big exchanges, they make a whole lot of money as well. So it's not impossible that, there are big traders on there, or that trading firms operate on there, or that maybe the company itself kind of pushes things down sometimes, pushes things up, pushes things down. You just never know. Now, Trader Cos has a point, and still just being patient on Sol. I've got a video regarding conviction and patience, just my viewpoints. Should be coming out today, but feels like this is the 4th time I've said that. Basically, you just need to be patient. If it doesn't hit your levels, if it doesn't hit your targets, then you just wait. With Bonk, what happened? We simply wiped out the over leverage and we're sitting above former resistances. No need to be bearish here. Let's move on to actual Solana news. So Jupiter's Perps DEX has changed a few things. One is the fee is reduced from 0.1% to 0.07%, and now JLP now earns 75% of the fees on Perps. So if you go to Jupe and go to jupe.ag, you can then click on Perps and then earn. It's not earning a crazy amount right now, but as more and more liquidity goes through there, this kind of pumps up. 75% of the generated fees, they all go into this JLP asset. So this is a mixture of different assets. And that's one reason why the JLP token has just been steadily going up. So as more people use this, it earns more fees. At present, there's a lot of good competition out there. Zeta Markets, Drift, Flash Trade, they're very good. Flash Trade's more similar as its perp markets as well. But the actual Jupe DEX will end up getting a whole lot of volume in the future as things get better and better. Now, Rainfi is continuing to ship a whole lot of things. They now have Jupe Sol. It's live on Rainfi. So I've got a couple of videos on Rainfi, but they keep on shipping more things. And I just can't keep up with the tutorials, to be honest. So leverage buys, token loans, and lending. Now, the reason that Jupe Sol, which is a Sanctum LST token, the reason why the APY is so high is because some of the yield, as an example, 100k Sol stake by team, it gets put back into this liquidity pool. So I'm not suggesting you do anything here. However, if you wanted to check out Rainfi where you can earn droplets, maybe you want to use Jupe Sol to borrow USDC to do something. Just very, very important, because it's not like Margin Fire, it's not like Camino where it's indefinite. You borrow for a very specific period of time. Maybe it's 7 days, something like that. So you need to make sure that you're repaying within that particular time period. So you have to set a calendar reminder. deBridge has pushed out some new features. This is peer-to-peer, so it's a global OTC desk, and this is for bigger accounts. Probably isn't going to have a lot of product market fit with my audience. However, you should all be using deBridge. I don't have a dedicated tutorial on this, but if you watch the tutorial on Staking W, I cover how to do deBridge. The thing with deBridge is bridge back and forth. Don't go to Ethereum mainnet because the gas fees will be insane. I would suggest going to Base or Arbitrum, back and forth. You'll spend some fees, you'll generate some actual points. Those points should hopefully be worth some tokens in the future. And if the Base ecosystem starts to fly, then you've got some funds over there, or at least you know how to get funds onto that ecosystem really quickly. Now, if you have W tokens, go and stake them for governance. I think staking this for governance will pay off as long as you've got a decent amount. And this all relates to speculation around Monad. So stake your W, it does not leave your wallet. It's actually just a governance delegation. Then you need to go and do a few other things. And then this is by June 10 per Olympio. You will hopefully, if you do all these steps, join Discord and whatnot, you'll hopefully get a role which will qualify you for a token airdrop in the future. All speculation, of course. Now there's more speculation that only the top 10k holders will actually be getting an airdrop. If that's the case, then that's a little bit rubbish. I would hope as crypto kind of booms and booms and booms, even people with smaller wallets would also get some. So I think it's worth it. I would aim for 10,000 W if you could actually make that happen. But right now, the price of W is going up and up. And when it was low and not interesting, probably a lot of people didn't actually buy it. 10,000 W would be a nice sweet spot, but I think 5,000 could do okay as well. But of course, more the better. I think one very important thing to do here though is don't go and do Sybil attacks. So don't go and do multiple wallets that are connected to each other just because the technology to find Sybils is getting better and better, and then you may end up just completely losing your entire allocation. Here's a great post regarding validators running Jito Solana. For the past 25 days, they've earned 1 million or more in Sol tips, marking their longest streak to date. Now remember, validator.com is a Jito Sol validator, so every time it gets a tip, that tip is shared amongst the stakers based on their stake weight. This is an old thread, but a good one. Here are 10 videos regarding awesome apps out on Solana. Go have a watch of them. Some may not ever get the status that they want this cycle, but I hope they all do. We've got Teleport, which is basically like Uber. Helium Mobile, which you can get in the US. Render Network. Getcode, haven't actually heard of that one. Brave, of course, which is a great browser. Hivemapper, more on this shortly. Decaf, which allows you to send money around the world. And Parcel, which is in real estate. I've covered that many times. On the subject of Hivemapper, if you do a decent amount of driving, you may be keen to actually grab one of their deep-in things. It's basically like a road cam and it does all the mapping. And if you're driving around, you're basically remapping everywhere you're driving. You then get rewarded with honey tokens. If you have a look at the honey actual token price, it's not going crazy or anything like that. And I don't necessarily think that it will. It could, of course, if they manage to sell all this data to someone else and then start some sort of buyback and burn. I haven't done a deep dive on the tokenomics. I don't do enough driving to actually warrant grabbing one of these, but if you do, I think this would be worth grabbing. Let's do a quick segue into Cloud. Solf has a price prediction on Cloud. You can read the entire thread if you like. At present, Cloud is selling on Whales Market at 30 cents. We have no idea how much Cloud we're getting from all of our different farming. But Solf has a price prediction of 37 cents during the token launch. It will actually start at 5 cents. We don't know if they're going to use the Alpha Vault. The Alpha Vault was used by Uprock. It's great because it allows people that believe in the project to get at the cheapest price, but it removes essentially FOMO. And FOMO is part of human emotions, and I think it's important to have FOMO. So sadly, I think the vault should be like lower. Like if a team wants to raise $5 million, maybe people can put in $500,000. Just something small. Well done to Claynosaurz. They did a new cool animation, crossed 2 million organic views. I have an unpopular opinion, unfortunately. No, I get rid of that. We got some news from GameShift. So today announcing 2 new features live on GameShift, in-game token support and developer wallets. I've been chatting to some people in the gaming field. There's so much work that needs to go into gaming to bring on a whole lot of people to make a game really successful. So presently, I'm quite bearish on gaming, and I'm talking all Web3 gaming at present. If the narrative starts to change, if something starts to get hyped and have growth potential, I'll be keen. But yes, this includes any games that I've covered in the past. They've had their run, such as the Heist, so they haven't actually been able to bring on more people and create a sustainable economy. There is one exception to the rule though, and that is Photo Finish, which I haven't played, but also Alpaca Dash. Those games I think have more product market fit because there's a gambling aspect to them as well as being fun. Now on to meme coins, just briefly though. So Andrew Tate may be worth following. Kind of unsure if I want to follow him. I may as well follow him with notifications on. Let's have a look and let's see how this all goes down. Right now, he's jumping into different random meme coins. If you get in fast enough with a notification, you might do okay. So this one is F Madonna, and up it went, and then down, and then up. He also went into this one, which is F Tristan. This is the exact same approach. And then he went into this one as well, RNT. Now RNT, if you went into this one, you would have done okay. So I think it was like 7 p.m. or something like that is when that tweet came live. Let's just have a look at the actual time. 6 p.m. So we can go earlier. We'll just kind of go from about here. So you could have made 100% if you had have done a strategy of just making sure your sell some. The other ones would have basically stayed approximately the same, maybe down a little bit, but this could be something that you want to jump into just because he has a decent following. And these are really about the quick gains. The risk is there, the reward is there. I don't think this token's going to do very well overall, but I'm just letting you know what's happening. He also got a whole lot of top G. I think this was like $30 million worth in the end or something crazy, and he burnt it. $37 million worth of this just burnt. Now, if someone's going to burn $37 million worth of stuff, then he's clearly going to get a whole lot of attention. And if you like him or don't like him, it's not really the topic. The topic is he's getting attention. I think he's going to be worth following. Happy 34th birthday to Iggy. Donate 34 plus droplets to all of these drip musicians and enter a raffle to win $500 worth of Mother. This is a little bit of a no-brainer. 34 droplets. 1, 2, what do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a very small amount, and I think it's worth doing. Now, Iggy did some sort of video podcast with Thread Guy. It's 53 minutes long. It'd be worth going through it and just working out what her kind of thesis is, because obviously it's been working for her, and it'll help you work out in the future what tokens are going to be good. Because even if I actually find 10 great tokens regularly, some won't work, some will work. And I think it's more important that you find a thesis on what works for you to do well with meme coins, and then maybe take some of the profits, put them into Sol, stake your Sol, put them to farming, go get some Meteor points, etc. Now, just a public service announcement. Try and watch all my videos every day when you can. Put a lot of effort into them, and quite often the alpha is time sensitive. So for example, Sol and Sol, this liquidity vault, it earns Meteor points, it gets a very decent APR, it gets Camino points as well, and it had a vault cap of 7 million. It's now full. So if you wait too long, then you miss out. To get some fees, you can still jump into the Orca Vault, which is fine. You're making some decent fees, but you're getting no Meteor points. And Meteor points are proper alpha, in my opinion. Now the actionables. 8th of June, Meteor's Sol, Sol LP, and Camino Finance. It's full. Orca's isn't. So the actionable is watch my stuff every day. Drip donations for Iggy. I do like Drip. I think it's a really cool app. Do W Galaxy airdrop quests, or how many quests there are. Do them all. Watch my video on wormhole staking, and please try and stake today. I have no idea what the snapshot will look like in any way, but go and do that. Get a ledger from shop.ledger.com. Within the month, I think I'll have new ledger tutorials, probably towards the end of the month. It takes a bit of time. And use deBridge Finance with 100 staked dupe. I've covered the reasons why, but essentially you get a 1.1x multiplier. If you want to learn how to use deBridge Finance, I'll do a dedicated video, but for now, just watch Wormhole staking. That's all for today. Catch you Monday.